Right. I would like to welcome y'all to our Week of the Nurse Spotlight presentations. This is where we highlight some of the best nursing projects that we have had throughout the year. I believe these projects are the essence of nursing. We're going to talk about falls and blood pressure parameters and infection control in the outpatient setting, and then interactive patient system for med teaching. So our first presenter is CiCl, and she is from the vascular PCU, and she's going to talk about decreasing patient falls on an inpatient stroke neurology progressive care unit.
Hey guys, I'm CiCl. I work on the vascular ICU, but I used to work on 12 West, which is where this project took place. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that patient falls is a very frustrating subject. It's messy, it's complex, it's unpreventable in some cases, and it's frustrating when it seems like our fall interventions don't seem to be working, and all it seems to be doing is decreasing patient mobility and adding more workload for the bedside nurses. But through my research and through doing this project, I've come to a appreciation for our falls protocol and the process that our hospital has implemented to keep our patients safe. Because one, some falls are preventable, and that's what this is focusing on. That's what we have to look at. And two, we work in an imperfect system anyway, where staffing will never be where we want it to be, but it's something that we need to work with instead of holding it up as an excuse. So this is on 12 West. We're a stroke neurology progressive care unit, 26 beds, and it is an ongoing performance improvement project. So as we all know, patient falls are an important indicator of patient safety and quality of nursing care for Curling as a hospital, but especially for 12 West. We have one of the highest, I think we were leading the hospital in falls per year for many years, and our fall numbers have been consistently above the national benchmark, well above the national benchmark. And so throughout fiscal year 2015, we implemented a lot of strategies that have helped decrease our patient falls. It's an ongoing performance project that demonstrates the importance of integrating many nursing interventions, because there is no silver bullet. I tried to find one and I didn't, to minimize our patient falls. I also want to mention how this is very much done in retrospect. I did not go into this planning to make this a project. I just wanted to find ways to help our numbers, and looking back on it now, hopefully found that I have something that would be beneficial for all. Oh, our goals, there's a slide that I left out about our goals. It was just to decrease it says that on my poster that my goal is to decrease patient falls to the national benchmark as measured by the number of patient falls each month. But realistically, I knew I wasn't going to get it all the way that down. I was just happy if I can decrease it in any way possible. Because when you're fighting a losing battle, you got to redefine what it means to win. And for me, that meant just decreasing in any way. So our interventions, several. I had 2 fall prevention posters that one was in March of 2015, the other was in June. The one in March was an SBAR format of our falls, the problem that we had, the interventions, just a review for our nursing staff, very informational. The second one in June was more of a data analysis of our past year, how many of our falls are bathroom related, and showing the nurses our data and what we found by looking into our falls that we had. Also, we used email and daily unit huddles and staff meetings to continually to bring the staff up to awareness with the problem that we're having. After our falls committees, I would send out an email to our staff about an update of what was going on. Before every shift, the charge nurse would meet with the nurses on the unit to discuss which patients were jumpers and things that were pertinent to that day. And also, of course, Lindsay would bring it up for our staff meetings as long as other quality issues. The one-on-one education was what I really wanted to focus on. And this we did in October of 2015, so the beginning of the new fiscal year, of 2016 fiscal year. And this was an idea by Shar, which was our other falls champion, who had been working on 12 West a lot longer than I had. And she had come to grasp that really what she wanted to convey to our staff was she wanted people to take our falls seriously. That's what she felt like, the single issue that we need to focus on. When I came in, I wanted to, change this and add that and change interventions, but what she said, we need to focus on what we have and just hold our people accountable to the policy that we have. And so this is what we were trying to do with our one-to-one education. We had a PowerPoint presentation that Shar had made and the policy, and I had made a quiz at the end of our 10-minute session where we would sit down with one staff member and go over the policy, and then at the end we would ask some open-ended questions about, so what are some environmental factors that we use to decrease falls? What are some nursing factors? What does ABCS stand for? What does it mean if it's circled? And I was surprised by how some things I thought we all knew, we really didn't, especially our nursing aides were not aware of many of the things that we were doing from the nursing standpoint. And so we had that. Also at the bottom of the quiz, we had a place where they would sign and date their name, where they'd say, I have read the policy and I agree to abide by it as long as I am a Carillion employee. And that way we not only educated them, but also tried to hold them to some kind of honor system for accountability of saying, we have this on paper and I'm really seriously going to try. So far as of February, we only got around to 21 of our staff members. We included a lot of nursing associates, as you can tell, and as well as our nurses, and it's still ongoing as we're onboarding new people and new orientees are coming out for orientation. We've been doing this. Results. So through fiscal year, between 2014 and 2015, we decreased our patient falls by 20%, from 50 to 40. But more amazingly was when the first quarter of 2016, we had 5 patient falls in October, which is very disappointing for me. And then we had 2 in November, 2 in December, and then 0 in January. But the most awesome thing is that we went for 74 days without a fall from December 8th to February 20th. And to me, that was just so awesome to go from a unit where we had 8 falls a month to this huge streak without it. And I think it very much speaks to the cumulative effects of the previous year, topped with the education that we had done at the beginning of fiscal year 2016, and just the staff buy-in that we were getting from it. As Lindsay, my boss, said, it's not about the quantity of people, but the quality of people, and getting them to respond quickly to bed alarms and chair alarms and to take this seriously as we have been doing. So overall, the integration of multiple nursing interventions, we found minimized patient falls, that the accumulation of staff awareness, education, and motivation all played a role in creating this culture of patient safety. And we tell our resource nurses when they come up to help us, hey, we are a big stickler about our falls. The alarms have to be on. You've got to stay with our patient in their bathroom. If you don't, we're going to find you and we are going to kill you. But we want to, when they come on, we want to give them the impression that, hey, we take this seriously. Obviously, more time is needed for conclusive evidence of sustained improvement, although Lindsay tells me that we have been sustaining. The preliminary data suggests that the integration of awareness and education has been effective. So education wins again, big surprise. Any questions?